guys, so today I'm here to do the monthly recommendations for the month of August, and today's theme is underhyped books, I think. Or underrated. It's underhyped or underrated, but still, it's just, you know, those books that you want people to read. But what's also exciting is this is the 30th anniversary of this bookish group on Goodreads where you do get to talk about recommendations, and I've been doing it for at least 2 years. I wasn't here from the start, but it's still very exciting to know that this group has been going so long, and like, I'm excited to talk about this, but like, I feel like it can be a bit of a hard topic because you say, oh, it's underhyped, but like, people still read these books. It's just you feel like not enough people have read them, or like at the time that they came out they might have gotten love but they're not talked about now. Like, I used to think it was so easy. Like, overhyped books, it's understandable because you might read a book and you don't really like it, but then you see every other person talking about it and it's always everywhere and you're like, oh my god, it's getting too much hype, like who cares? Yes, I feel like underhyped can be a bit hard because maybe like these books people have read a lot and I don't know, I just feel like not many people mention them. So anyway, we'll get into the video. The first book I'd like to recommend is just to talk about 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. This book actually has been getting a lot of hype, like a lot of people have been talking about it, but I just want to put it in this video so that it can get more hype because it was actually amazing and people really need to like give it a go and talk about it and read it and enjoy it. And I just really loved it. It's about a boy named Beck who gets forced to play the piano by his mother, who is a total bitch, and he's got his little sister Joey, and a girl from his school named August comes into his life and he realizes that playing the piano isn't all he wants to do, and it's amazing and gut-wrenching and you just all need to read it. Next, I'd like to talk about Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. Again, this is a book that I feel a lot of people did talk about, but I just want more people to read it. Like, I don't think it didn't have enough hype. I just think more people need to read this book because it was amazing. It's about a geeky convention and you've got 3 main characters and you go through their journey in this convention, and there's a lot of diversity happening in it and it's amazing, and like, honestly, you just need to read it. You just need to pick it up to see how good it actually is because it's amazing. Next book I'd like to recommend is Eliza and Her Monsters by Frances Zappia, and this, again, I feel like a lot of people have mentioned this book and talked about this book, but it's died down so much that I want to bring it back. Bring back the hype because this book was actually so good. There's so much diversity as well in this book and so many different things that you got to explore, and the idea of like, you know, fandom life, how you might not want to be in the spotlight but then you can still be part of a fandom, and like how this main character created a whole fandom that so many people talk about. And it's just so amazing, different ways that people can love or hate things, and just the romance. My god, it's so good and I just love this book so much. Next book I'd like to talk about is Ironcast by Destiny Sawyer, and everyone again needs to pick this book up. I do think this book didn't really get much hype. Like, I read this book because one of my book clubs was reading it and it's quite a popular book club, so I'm glad that they picked this book so at least some people read it, but still I feel like not many people have given this one a go. But it's very much like magical realism and it's set in the 1920s and there's a nightclub and there's a lot of different things that do happen in this book, and like, it is a standalone, so it's not much you have to do to read it, but I think it was really great. And you got both characters of people of color. Because of the time setting, it's a very hard time for them, but like, I just love these girls and the female friendship, and it's so good. Next, I'd like to recommend Cold Summer by Gwen Cole because this is an amazing time travel story and it has PTSD in it, which is crazy to me, but it's such an interesting story because it's about this boy who does time travel and he can't control it when it happens, but he goes from living his life kind of like in his rundown area to having to be in a war and shooting people. So every time he shifts back and forth, he gets worse and worse, and just like having to go from seeing your friends die to coming back and being somewhere totally different, and anything can trigger his time travel. But then he does meet a girl because, like, I mean, I know so many people are just like, oh my god, like, I mean, your life changes because you met a boy or a girl, but like, there is a lot of stories that do it quite well, that it makes sense. Like, you need people to help drag you out of like darkness and sadness, and like, it's just so amazing. So I'd like to recommend The Geeks Guide to Unrequited Love by Saravan Zatash, and again, another geeky convention, but from the boys' perspective this time. But this is about a boy named Graham who is trying to tell his best friend he loves her in the most geekiest way, and everything doesn't go according to plan. But this book was so amazing, and definitely the cover really did draw me in, but no one reads this book. I don't even think it's hit like 1,000 ratings on Goodreads, and people just need to give it a go. Like, I don't know what happened, if other more popular books came out at the time and it didn't get hyped up or whatever, but it's one of of those ones that people need to read, and I've been mentioning it a lot, guys. Like, no one has picked it up yet. And the last book I'd like to recommend is Lady Helen and the Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. It is also referred to as just the Dark Days Club in America, but my God. The first book was a bit hard to get through, but by the end of it, I really enjoyed it. So then I went into book 2, and it was amazing. But it's set in a historical setting, and it's about killing demons, and it's like all high society, and there's so much descriptive about like the dresses and the clothing and the way you gotta act, and the romance is killing me. It's so angsty, and I love it, but everyone needs to read this book, and I know the Australian copies are ugly, but you just give it a try because it's amazing. So these are all of my recommendations for this video. All of these books were amazing, and I just think people need to read them more. Like, at least I've read them though. That's the main thing, is I at least gave them a go. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!